Good morning, my name's Ken Wildman. I'm here with Carpology magazine at Chawston Lakes. I started my fishing with my father on the River Ouse, fishing for gudgeon, rudd and roach, and progressed to bigger things, eels, chub, pike and that sort of stuff. I met Duncan Kay, who was a very well-known carp angler in the Nen Valley through his work in the same village, and he invited me to fish his carp lakes in the Nen Valley, and from that moment on I just exclusively fished for carp, with the odd excursion to sea fishing and pike fishing in Scotland. And that sort of leads us on to where we are now. So these days I'm semi-retired and I get a lot more time for fishing, usually 4 days a week. That allows me plenty of trips to France and to my syndicate lake in the Nen Valley still. I met Alan from Mistralbaits when I was very young, 14 or 15, and as soon as he started producing bait, I started using it and have continued to this day. This is the weed that we've just driven over. Then it becomes clear, which is about 2 foot, and that is where I've just dropped the bait. You can see that just tumbling down across there. That's the dusty bits of the bait falling down, but that is the little clear hole that I'm fishing into. This is the first take since I've been here. Feels like a good fish. It's very weedy in this swim, and I'm using very, very strong tackle. That spot I'm fishing there is 7 foot, and I'm assuming it's deeper in the middle, but the weed is not quite to the surface, but it's well off the bottom, so I'm assuming it's fairly deep in front of us. Good margins though. 7 foot tight to there that's a good depth. Well, here's the first fish from the lake, 25 pounds of beautiful common, caught from the far margin in 7 feet of water on a Belgian shrimp pop-up on a Ronnie rig. Okay. I thought I'd just take a moment to run you through how I prepare all of my bottom baits. I'm using on this occasion a 50-50 mix of the new marine zest and the old Belgian shrimp. It's just a matter of mixing them up and putting both types of dip in there. And then giving it a good old shake up. That I always do the night before, so it gives it a chance to soak into the skin. I've had more success fishing a very pale pop-up over the top of all of these, whether it's the marine zest or the Belgian shrimp. Both have worked really, really well. Just on the hook baits, I like to spray some of the power spray on there just to get rid of the human smell for my sense than theirs. When using my bait boat, I like to cook a good helping of absolutely crushed boilie parts, chops to pieces on the opposite hopper to the hook bait, so it doesn't get snagged on the. I do like a nice tight pile around the hook bait. When we arrived, we had a good walk around the lake, have a look at a few swims. The easterly wind we're suffering at the moment has caused a good slowing down of the fishing, so I chose a swim that was slightly off of the wind, although there is a bit trickling down here. This swims on this bank, this one in particular had quite a few fish settling in it, so we chose this one as a starting point. Once we were all set up, I chose the spots using the echo sounder because it is so weedy, and it was quite difficult to find fishable spots amongst the weed, but we've had 2 bites now, so I'm quite happy with where we are. The majority of lakes that I fish are weedy, and I've refined my tackle down to a braided main line for its strength and thinness, coupled with a fairly strong bottom end setup. Normally 30-pound hook link and a size 4 hook seems to be about the best balance that I've got, coupled with quite a heavy lead, and a very quick drop system works really well. The reason I go for the quick drop lead is the amount of fish that I initially lost in the weed due to it clogging around the lead. So the quicker the lead drops, as far as I'm concerned, the better. With the braided mainline, it's very easy, along with a big lead, to maximise any bite indication when fishing in the thick weed. It enables you to pull it really, really tight and then lock up on the reels so that the fish can't bolt into any of the snags or deeper into the weed. For a session like this in the day, I'm using a variety of different baits and doing the same thing with all of the baits, i.e. chopping and soaking in any of the Mistral liquids seems to work very well, with usually a handful of whole boilies, just for my own confidence that there's something left out there. The chopper that I use sort of makes quite a good selection of chop baits and quite finely chopped, which obviously seems to be working for me at the moment. Today I'm predominantly using my favourite Belgian shrimp, which is, as a shelf life goes, the softest shelf life I've ever used. Alongside this, I'm also trialling the new Marine Zest from Mistral, which is a very similar bait, fish meal bait, but with a citrus kick to it. Very nice smell, very nice texture to the bait. Hopefully it'll be a winner. Alongside all of the Mistral shelf life boilies comes a range of sprays, additives, boilie dips, hook baits, pop-ups, wafters, and now he's also doing mega hard glugged hook baits. The hardened hook baits have been particularly useful in one particular lake I fish in France that's infested with crayfish. They come in all the flavours and all of the sizes.
Good afternoon, carpologists. Technically I wasn't supposed to be in this video, I was just supposed to be shooting it. But when I got here this morning, Ken from Mistral gave me a bag of their new Marine Zest and said to me, go find a little spot in the swim next door, pop a rod out and see what happens. Sure enough, it's rattled off and we've got this angry little common. It's only a mid-double, but realistically, when they look like that, doesn't really matter. Not bad for a day's work. I'm going to get this one back and then we'll pop over and see Ken and get the afternoon update. See you later.
Good evening. We're just going into the evening session. One rod I'm leaving completely alone and the other one I'm just about to redo. We've had quite a grainy afternoon, a bit of sun, gone a bit chilly now, so perhaps into deeper water, and that'll do for the night.
Hello everyone. If you could just take a quick moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any of the latest content from Carpology. I'll see you in a bit.
Good morning. That's our trip here finished, I'm afraid. We've had one fish and lost the fish, which was a shame. Last night turned very cold, very foggy. The rods even had ice on them. But it's been lovely. And we'd just like to say thank you for Phil for letting us fish this lake. And don't forget to have a look on the website, on the Mistral website, see what you want to buy.